Special garden tended by a woman, Rita Basler-Leonard, suddenly lost her husband over 3 years ago. Well, that garden became a place to grieve and to heal.
Rita not only was able to live again, but also grew to eventually love again. In a story you will only see on Dakota News Now, photojournalist Dave Houck takes us to Huron, where the meaning of life can be found in one place of peace.
Oh, good boy. Yes, you're always in the garden, aren't you? This is not my creation. It was created 13 years ago by my neighbor who started in the white garden right over there. I purchased it from her about 5 years ago. I've always loved gardening, yes, and I have my own gardens in my yard right beside here. However, I would have never been able to dream of a garden like this. She planned the garden during the winter, and then she carried out her plan in the summers.
Whenever I want to get together with Rita, I always ask her, where shall we meet? And it's always here. And that's one of the reasons I love to get together with her, because we come to this peaceful, mindful, happy place.
Added 3 new bushes, 2 hibiscus bushes. My late husband, Tom Basler, we were married for 25 years and we enjoyed everything together. We purchased the garden together one summer before he passed. And as a matter of fact, the wine bottle edge over here, we actually finished that garden, that edge with the wine bottles the day he passed. He passed suddenly from a heart attack. I did a lot of my grief work in the garden. I have my place of peace and I would read and pray and meditate. You're so I love you. Love you too. I oftentimes think that first year after Tom passed that the garden helped to save my life. I'm gonna get this butterfly. I'm always taking pictures in the garden.
I saw Rita in church and Jimmy was with her. I saw her from afar and I could tell by looking at her that she was as happy as she has ever been since Tom passed. And I hadn't even met Jimmy at that point, so it's a great thing.
Jimmy Lanners, he is a livestock buyer. He is an amazing man in totally different ways than my first husband. And when I first met Jimmy, or shortly after, he said, "How do you think you would ever be able to love again?" And I said there was a wise woman, and she actually came to my garden today, and she's 95. She said, "You'll never love another man the same, but you'll love each man differently." I'll never ever forget my Tom, and he'll always have a piece of my heart. But moving forward is what we need to do in order to thrive.
Photojournalist Dave Houck with that story for us tonight. Tom worked in the Huron School District for 23 years as a math and social studies teacher. He also coached track, wrestling, and football too.